Ah, the MiG-21, the AK-47 of the skies. Everyone has one, and somehow it always works. NATO call sign fishbed, not pretty, but effective. Designed and entered service with the Soviet Air Force in the late 1950s, and between 1959 and 1985, more than 11,000 units were produced, not including the Chinese knockoff variant called the Chengdu J7. The MiG-21 was designed as a bomber interceptor, but it has served well as a ground attack aircraft as well. It can carry a big variety of ordnance from air-to-air missiles to air-to-ground missiles, and everything in between. The air-to-air weapons is oriented around early Soviet air-to-air missiles, namely the R3 series, but it can carry the 70s style R60 infrared guided missile as well, but when it comes to radar guided missiles, it is limited to the R3R missile. In air-to-ground you can choose a variety of bombs from anti-runway bombs, high drags and general purpose low drag bombs. The MiG-21 can also carry the S5 and S24 rockets. And if you really want to deliver a heavy hitter far away from enemy ground fire, you have the legendary Grom missile with a more than 300 kg warhead and an effective range of 10 kilometers. The fishbed is a short-legged aircraft and it only carries enough internal fuel for 45 minutes in clean condition, but this can be doubled with external tanks. The Tumansky R25 engine makes the fishbed a very fast aircraft with a top speed of 2,100 km an hour at 13,000 meters, or 1,400 km an hour or 750 knots at sea level. Technically it can go faster, but then you risk a compressor stall. The radar on the MiG-21 is the alcohol-cooled RP-22 Sapphire radar. Because of the alcohol-cooled radar, it has a very short operational time of 15 to 20 minutes when turned on, and about 45 minutes when in standby mode. This limitation makes having a good GCI to direct you essential.
155, 15, 1300. Hot, Aviojet, Warthog.
So how is it to operate, you may ask? Well, like most other Russian aircrafts, it has switches. Lots and lots of switches. And forgetting one can give you interesting results, like having a compressor stall on startup, or a HUD that refuses to turn on. So it takes some memorization to get used to. It also have no nose-wheel steering, and it is instead reliant on differential braking and learning how to use the pneumatic wheel brakes. Be careful not using all your air pressure while taxiing. It is easy enough to take off, and once it's airborne, it also have a simple autopilot that you can engage while checking the map or mission details, for example. What the MiG-21 lacks in maneuverability, it makes up for in speed when it comes to shooting down enemy planes. So zoom and boom is a preferable tactic in the MiG-21.
Ready to check. I'm clear. Do we have AWACS on tonight? Negative.
Viking 1-1.
Copy, thank you.
133, 2500. Tiger 2. Crazy 1-1. Threat. Broad. 266. 15. 1200. Hot. Warthog.
Landing this plane takes a lot of practice and some finesse, as if you go too fast you bounce off the runway and you smack right back down. And if you go too slow, then you might fall like a rock, and if that happens, no amount of blessings from Stalin can help you. The MiG-21 is among the oldest modules in DCS. It was the third full fidelity module, if I remember correctly. But there is an overhaul of the module on the way. The cockpit looks a bit dated, as it is not as smooth as more recent modules, but all things considered, it's not that bad. As the sound goes, it sometimes have a weird bug where I can not hear the landing gear go up, but apart from that, the fish bed is noisy and loud like a Russian on a rave party. All in all, the MiG-21 is one of my favorite modules in DCS because of its very distinguished flying characteristics, personality, and of course it has so much history to it. This aircraft have participated in almost every conflict since Vietnam to this day, from dogfights against F-4s over the skies of Vietnam to dropping bombs on ISIS. The MiG-21 have participated in some way or another. If you like the Cold War era or even the modern era, I recommend you give the MiG-21 a try.
Viking 1-1, threat, broad, 206, 15, 800, hot, fast.
So that's my short review on the MiG-21. Thank you very much for listening, and I see you in the skies.